A question.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. At this time, the chair recognizes Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence for 5 minutes of questions.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, and congratulations, Attorney General. I wanted to ask a question about mental health and law enforcement. The Biden administration's skinny budget includes an incentive to partner mental health providers with law enforcement across the country, which I believe is incredibly important as we look toward ensuring that community policing and meeting the needs of all of our residents. Will the department be taking any efforts to prioritize grant applicants who intend to use funds to expand or create partnerships between mental health providers and law enforcement?
I think the answer in general to that is yes. We do believe that taking the burden off of law enforcement, particularly with respect to some of these very high-risk contacts with people who have mental disabilities or who are in crisis for any other reason, and to bring along or to substitute social workers and mental health care professionals is a good way to reduce risk for the officer and for the person who's involved. So there's $271 million in our OJP increase request, the Office of Justice Programs, to reforming court processes, and this also includes separately the question of having mental health courts and drug courts, which is another related issue to the one you were asking about.
Thank you so much. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Civil Rights Division. For example, after years of arguing that a Texas voter ID law intentionally discriminated against minorities, the previous administration, Justice Department, abandoned that position. Today, states across the country, including my home state of Michigan, are attempting to pass restrictive measures that will clearly make it harder for Americans to vote. Additionally, even a number of hate crimes across the country spiked, and federal prosecutors of hate crimes have come close to keeping pace. Can you explain how the Civil Rights Division will once again return to its mission to uphold civil and constitutional rights for all Americans?
The Justice Department, as I mentioned, was founded with the principal original purpose of protecting the rights of African Americans during Reconstruction, their rights, particularly with respect to voting, but also with respect to protection against domestic violent extremists, and the first incarnation of the Ku Klux Klan. That was the original purpose of the department, reinvigorated when the Civil Rights Division was created by one of the Civil Rights Acts. We are carrying that forward now by requesting a 18.6% increase in our budget for civil rights enforcement over last year. A portion of that money will go into the voting rights issues about which you were just speaking, and a portion of that money will also go into protection against and enforcement of hate crimes statutes, which Congress has provided us.
Ms. Lawrence, you are muted, I think.
Two things are really important to me. The mental health piece. When we look at justice and policing, and we see so many people who are mentally ill, and we see police officers who are not equipped to respond to a person having a psychotic episode versus a criminal. In addition to that, if if you truly believe in something, it will be funded, and it will be a department under your leadership that will actively uphold their responsibility when it comes to civil rights. So I look forward to your leadership. Thank you so much. And